Hey, how you doing? And welcome to Livewire Buy, Hold, Sell. I'm Alice Selvey, and today we're joined by two Hall of Fame investors for their analysis of 5 founder-led companies. Are these bottom drawer stocks, or should the founders get the boot? To find out, we're joined by Chris Cortis from Ellerston and Matt Williams from Airlie. Okay, first up today we have Harvey Norman. It was co-founded by Gerry Harvey and Ian Norman in the 1980s. It's now run by Gerry Harvey's wife, Katie Page. Chris, I'm going to start with you today. Is it a buy, hold, or sell?
I think it's a sell. It's had a phenomenal run. I think the consumer discretionary segment generally is still under pressure, and I think they'll struggle to grow their earnings.
Okay, its earnings per share is expected to grow about 13% in 2025, despite those cost of living pressures that Chris mentioned earlier. Matt, over to you. Is it a buy, hold, or sell?
I'm with Chris on this as well. Sell. It has had a great run. It's got a great property portfolio. It's a good business, but what concerns me is it continues to sort of leak market share over the medium term, but to players like JB Hi-Fi. So I'm going to say at this point, given the run it's had, it's a sell.
Next up today, we have Charter Hall Group. It's had a truly terrific year. Its share price is up 74%. Is that one a buy, hold, or sell?
I'm going to say hold because of the run it's had, and I own it in the funds. But I like the fact that the management has guided to a much better future. There's capital interested back into office. Valuations seem to be flattening out. So if this is not the bottom of the sort of the office situation, then we're not far off it. But it has had such a great run that it's a hold from here.
This one's not founder-led, but it is run by David Harrison. He's been there for 20 years and he helped list the company. Do you think this one's a buy, hold, or sell?
I'm going to say sell, and I think there are better ways to skin the property cat, if you like. I worry when businesses start to stray from their core competencies, and it wasn't that long ago they were branching out into funds management and they acquired a stake in Paradise, and don't mention the war. They don't talk about that anymore. I look at valuations, sort of 3 times price to book. I think they'll struggle to achieve market estimates and expectations.
Okay, next up today we have News Corporation. It was established by Rupert Murdoch in the 1980s. It was once the biggest media company in the world before the split in 2013. Chris, is it a buy, hold, or sell?
I don't own it, but my gut feeling tells me it's a screaming buy. I look at the composition of News Corp and the sum of the parts, and it's a huge discount. The main value is obviously REA, and they've misstepped with Rightmove, but then they backed off after 4 bites to the cherry. I look at the other parts of the business, and you're getting Dow Jones and the print media and Foxtel and everything else for next to nothing. So it's a classic big discount to sum of parts. And I think Lachlan and his team are doing a really good job executing. So I think it's a buy, but I don't own it.
Okay, over to you, Matt.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better. We do own it at Airlie. It's a buy. The other thing that we quite like is the fact the company has highlighted that it's looking at its structure. It's looking at ways to increase shareholder value through somehow mixing up the structure a bit. We didn't like the REA. Go for Rightmove at this point.
It was the wrong move.
It was the wrong move. But other than that, it's definitely a buy.
Okay, we asked our guests to bring along a founder-led company they'd be backing today. Other than News Corp, what are you backing?
I'm going to say, look, it's a smaller portion of the portfolio than it's ever been, but Reece, it is the granddaddy of all founder-led companies, in my opinion. Or the godfather, maybe that's a better description. It's just been such a fantastic company in investment. The stock price is up 76 times since the mid-90s.
Wow.
It's a 76 bagger, and it's just been run by the Wilson family, who still own over 60% of the company. They've expanded into the US, which has given them another growth platform. It's a real bottom drawer stock, though. The market has discovered it. The valuation is high, so you've got to put it away and forget about it.
Okay. Do you have a better pick than Reece?
Well, Matt talks about the Godfather and the Wilson family, but I think I can do better than that, and that's Solly Lew. That's Premier Investments, and I've never seen anyone so hands-on in running a business and getting involved. And you know, it hasn't been a 76 bagger, but I look at the last 10 years and the stock's gone from $6 to 36 and now back to 30 just recently. And I look at the fundamentals of the business, pristine balance sheet, 400 million cash on hand or whatever the number is these days, oozing with franking credits, 300 million of franking credits. They got $1 billion investment in Breville. They're also looking a bit like News Corp in unlocking value, and they've talked about demerging Smiggle and Peter Alexander, and they've pushed that out because they're focused on the merger between Myer and their apparel business, you know, Just and Dotti and Portmans and all the rest of it, which is the focus. So I think once they've bedded that down, they'll move on to looking at the demerger structure, and you just bet with Solly never against him. He's, if not, you know, certainly the best retailer in Australia, but I'd say he's probably one of the best in the stratosphere.
Okay, well, thank you so much to Chris and Matt for sharing your insights in the last 3 episodes. It feels a real honour to be able to interview you both on Buy, Hold, Sell. I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Buy, Hold, Sell as much as I did. If you did, why not give it a like? Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're adding so much great content just like this every single week.